If you watch this video to the end, I will be telling you or explaining how you can make the biggest check of your life. And the topic today is you are yet to receive the biggest check of your life. And the main thing I'm going to be breaking down is the word right here, check. I want you and I to see check as a form of money, as paper as well. Check can be a form of money, and it's paper as well. And oftentimes when you see these three things right here, when you see check, oftentimes what you see is numbers from a 0 to 9. From a 0 to 9, 1, 2, 3, so and so forth, 0 to 9. And one thing I know about numbers has no ending. Number can go to all the way to 1 trillion, can go to 1 billion and all of that. Numbers has no ending. And one thing I know about this as well is that for sure it is spiritual. And many people often say spiritual. They're so scared about spirituality, thinking there's one ghost somewhere, there's one spirit roaming around the world somewhere. But when I mean spiritual, I mean your head. When I mean spiritual, I mean your head. And every one of us as human, we do have our head. And one thing our head does is actually, our head do think. We do have our thoughts and we do think. We all human have the power to, we go through these thoughts and we do think. And one thing actually after, thinking, you ponder about a thought over and over. You think. Some people execute and some do not. But I would say if you want to actually make the biggest check of your life, if you have a thought, you think about it over and over and over again. The next thing you should do not even ask how or, what am I thinking of? But one thing you should do is definitely you execute. This right here is what I mean by spiritual. And it starts in your head, your thoughts, your thinking, and then you execute. I believe that is how this actually came into existence. The check, the money, how it's been formed into paper. It actually go into one person many decades ago head, and that person think, and he actually did execute. He actually turned it, check, money, paper, and actually he wrote some numbers in it as well. So I'll tell you guys, the biggest check you will ever make. I'm not talking about go get another 9 to 5, hop from one 9 to 5 to another, get this 9 to 5, do that. I'm not really talking about that kind of check. Because I know some people, they are lawyers, they are doctors, they are neurosurgeons, they make this huge amount of money. The salary, the hourly, they make this huge amount of money, but still some of them are really not happy. I believe we need good people who are happy, because many people say the world is changing. I really do not think the world is changing. I believe we humans are the one changing. There's not a lot of happy people in this world no longer, to my own understanding. People are just so angry. People are not even saying, hey, good morning, hey, good morning. I mean, back, I know I'm still young, but, when I was a little bit younger, still a child, people are often say, hey, good morning. But now it's like everybody's just frowning, everybody just, scattered. So I'm saying, I'm not talking about getting 9 to 5 to another 9 to 5. I'm actually talking, because there are some people that get all this money, all this 9 to 5 job, they get well paid and everything, but still, some of them, they're probably going to say, oh, I'm going to go hang out with this, my hungry boss. I'm going to go hang out with this, my coworker that I don't want to see. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. But still, they're just, still doing that same thing over and over again because of the money. But I will be breaking it down just like this man this woman many years ago was able to think, thought, and actually execute it to bring about this whole idea of money. That is how I'm going to teach you how you can actually use your head, how you can actually, command this to actually work for you as well. And we will be breaking it down to the power of planting a seed, actually. We will be breaking it down to the power of planting a seed. power of planting a seed. Of planting a seed. YouTube, I want to tell you, both man, both woman. I will say this. Me that I'm making this video, the creator do not like me better than you. And you watching me, I believe the creator do not like you better than me as well. I want to say we are all equal, but at the same time, you know, our journey, our choices, our background, things that we've been through makes us different in our own way. So I want to say every one of us, every human, for as long as you're still breathing, you have air in your lungs, I believe we all do have a seed. Now, many people will say, you know, I don't know my seed. I don't know I don't know my seed. What are you talking about? This is where you have to be able to go within yourself to actually know what you really, really do want, what you like doing, what you enjoy doing. That is how you're able to find your seed, by knowing who you are. You have to, that's the number one thing ever. I know I've said it on my previous video. The power of knowing who you are is the first ever thing that will actually bring you to how you're going to be aware of your seed. Especially as men, we all do have seed. And I will be talking about 3 stages of seed that will make you your biggest check that you've ever made in life. And this is going to be, it's just going to be like, you know, you like magic, but it do works. Many people in the past have done it, so I know these do work. Number 1, the power of planting a seed. I want you to know, planting a seed definitely, and we will be talking about, you know, an example of planting a tree as well. We have darkness. Definitely, a farmer goes to a farm, he want to actually plant a tree. Definitely, he's going to actually dug out some soil and put that seed in there and cover it up. And what this seed actually experience is going to be darkness. I want to say it for you as well. Whatever you're doing, that first you have to understand who you are as a man or as a woman. Then the next thing you want to do is actually discover your seed, because I believe everything is timing, everything is process. You have to discover who you are first. After that, you're definitely going to discover your seed. And once you discover your seed, definitely there's going to be darkness. Darkness is where everything is done. Some people, there's a saying that, you know, appreciate the bad people because they are here to teach you a lesson. And appreciate the good people because they bring joy and laughter into your life. So the bad people, do not complain about the bad people, because the bad people are here just to push you, just to make you stronger. So I would say the darkness, embrace that darkness. I believe one of the fastest man that has ever run on this planet Earth, his name is Usain Bolt, a Jamaican, you know, runner. One of his interview a couple weeks ago, I was listening to it, and he said, you know, he had to run for 364 days just to go show up at the Olympics for a couple hours. Imagine that. This dude was in his darkness. 364 days was showing up, was running as if it's already Olympics already. He was doing this consistency, discipline, watering his plan as well. He was doing it over and over again just to go show up at the Olympics. So I would say that, you know, when he was doing all this running for 364 days, there's no cameras, nobody applause, nobody even know about it. And this is why I say, when you plant a seed into the soil, definitely you cover it up with the sand. Definitely that's where the work is being done. That is where the root actually, you know, they grow stronger into the soil. And that goes the same for us as human. That goes the same for you if you want to make the biggest check of your life. You have to go through that darkness. You have to go through where there's nobody giving you a round of applause, where there's nobody cheering you up, but just you, yourself alone. You have to go through that darkness. And after that darkness, or during that darkness, guys, you have to be able to exercise patience. Patience is really, really important. And I will take Usain Bolt as an example again. I know sometimes, maybe, not even maybe, most definitely, there will be some days that you say, I don't, there will be some days that you say, I don't want to do this again. I'm tired. But he was able to exercise patience. And that is what I'll tell you as well. If you want to actually make it, the biggest check of your life, you have to be able to exercise patience. You have to be able to practice that discipline, consistency. You have to water your plants that you're planting in darkness. You have to be able to water it, because if you don't water your plant, definitely unwanted plants, it's going to actually go over it, and probably it's going to actually ruin what you've actually planted. So you actually want to water, you want to cultivate, and while you watering and cultivating and nurturing these plants, that is nurturing the seed. I mean to say, that is how you exercise patience. And once you actually exercise that patience over and over and over, it's inevitably growth is going to show up. And with patience, some trees actually goes, you're not going to even see their stem for like a year, for like two. Some trees even take longer. So you have to be able, again, practice patience. Patience is a virtue that you can never win a battle with a man who is patient. You have to be, and that goes again with life. Whatever you do, you have to be patient with it again. Let's give an example. Let's say an artist came around. If you ask many artists, many painters, they say, they've done it over and over, but they just never give up. They just keep doing it over and over and over, and over time, they become who they really are. And definitely, that's brings me to my last topic right here, where it's going to be growth. So whatever you go through, the darkness, the patience, it is inevitably for you not to grow. And one thing about, and this is where this is where the work is done, but this is where you get the check. So you have to go through that darkness. You have to go through. You have to be patient with yourself as well. Give yourself grace. Exercise patience with yourself. Don't. Sometimes when you worry too much, it can actually frustrate you. You can actually want to give up. So you have to be patient with yourself. That this is a journey. This is a process. It's not a place that, because no one know where he or she is going. We're just going through this. We're just going through this life journey, and wherever we actually end, that is it. So you have to be able to be patient, and this is where the growth actually comes out. I know some painting, some artwork that's you might that actually goes for thousands of dollars, millions of dollars. And some of it is actually some of them, if you hear their story, they've actually gone through, they draw something, they don't like it, they rip it off, they draw it again, they rip it off, they draw it again, they rip it off, and they finally get it. They might actually post it on maybe Instagram, maybe go to like an art museum, and from there, someone is going to say, I love this, and from there, it's just going to be like a skyrocket, and boom, you're all the way there. So, and like I said, some painting, some artwork, some design can actually go for like thousands, millions of dollars. So while you're doing all this, like I will always tell my audience, I will never be how you tell you 9 to 5 is bad. Quit your 9 to 5. No, I'm never gonna say that. But if you know who you are and you know where you're going in life, your 9 to 5 is to keep your feet wet for you to get to the next level. If you look at many people that are wealthy, rich today, that are not born with a silver spoon, they've actually done this 9 to 5 before. So I really do not get why some people say 9 to 5 is bad, 9 to 5 is this. I will never tell you that. So while you're actually going through that darkness, you're patient with yourself. Definitely, you still need to feed yourself. So your 9 to 5 is there to keep your feet wet, but your 9 to 5, I guarantee you, will never be the biggest check you will ever make in your life. The power of planting a seed most definitely will lead to your biggest check in life. And if not your biggest check in life, definitely will lead to peace, happiness, will lead to joy. And I've never seen a man or a woman who does what he or she love, enjoy doing, go around the universe, go around the world promoting negativity, violence, or oftentimes getting angry over little things. So if not anything at all, I believe you're able to attain peace, and you're able to actually be comfortable with yourself, knowing that you're doing what you actually love doing.